Welcome back to the show. We're joined now by juniors Matt Boguslawski and Boris Kampel. Matt, you had a very hard-fought match with Brian Sorge from Wesleyan yesterday, going to 3 sets after dropping the second one 2-6. How tough was that to come back and really try to put your foot on the gas again in that third set, be able to kind of keep going?
He's a really good player. I had a really good first set. He was making some errors, and I was just rolling the ball, being a little bit more aggressive. Second set, he came out a lot more consistent. He was making some shots at crucial times. His return was going great. And, I just got a rush of energy, going into that third set. And, things started off pretty well. He came back. And then, I went into breaking him at 5-4. Mm-hmm. Had a couple good strategies going in, and I made a big shot there in that game. And kind of early in the game, and it kind of broke him down and took it from there.
And it seems like when I watch you, you're a very emotional player out there on the court. Once you get a couple big points, once you get that big serve going, you really get things going, and that's when things seem to roll for you and you can get some momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I make a little bit of noise out there, kind of getting the guy's head, and works when I, hitting some big serves that kind of, brings the guy down too. But yeah, a lot of emotions when I play, definitely.
So you're obviously having a lot of fun out there, it seems like.
Oh, it's a great time. Having a good season this year. Guys, great team, good group of guys, and we're, a lot of success, so it's going good.
For sure, and Coach and I touched on it a little bit in the first segment. What signature win so far has to be that win over Carthage. Would you say it's the best team effort you've seen in your time here at North Central so far? Oh,
definitely. It was, it was a collaboration. Everybody kind of clicked, and big singles win for me. Sam just went out there, took care of business, and we had a good win of doubles, and then, the rest of the guys stepped up when they should have, so it was a great win, definitely a huge win.
And Boris, we talked about some emotions flying. I know yesterday you break through for that big victory over one of the Illinois Wesleyan players, and we see a lot of fist pumping. You really had your blood pumping yesterday in your A game, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how my game is. I'm a pretty emotional guy out there on the court. It's kind of like to scream the let's goes and come ons and stuff like that. So it helps me get through a lot of the tough situations that I'm in, so it helped me get through, finally get through that whole gap of finishing off the set this time, last 2 sets. So.
Yeah, and you've kind of fallen on a little bit of hard times here throughout some of the spring season, but I imagine being able to break through in conference like that, get one of those big crucial points, had to feel good, right?
Yeah, it finally felt really good to get out there and help the team finally win. It helped, I don't know, just the whole finishing off the set and everything. The last 2 sets I just finished off was just really important to me. Seeing as I was up 4-1 and a lot of the other matches and a lot of the other conference matches wasn't able to finish it off, but this time I was, so it was good.
As a junior college guy that came over from College of DuPage to North Central, what's that transition been like for you, transitioning from playing some 2-year players to coming here to play 4-1 NCAA Division III?
Well, the competition's a lot harder, I'd say, especially with playing against teams like Carthage and teams in our conference, and when we go up to Whitewater or places like that, the competition's completely different. It was tough in the junior college level sometimes, but most of the time here it's every match is a dogfight. So.
Definitely, and Coach, with Sam not taking classes in the first part of the season, Matt had to jump up to #1, perform quite well, going 6-2. How comforting is that to know you got a guy that's able to jump up to that level, probably going to be fulfilling that role next season as you look ahead, that he's able to come in and play so well?
Oh, I had a lot of confidence and appreciation that he was able to step up. He's been in a situation as a leader when he was in high school. He's been a leader from the #1 double standpoint. So I think it was not an easy transition, but from a leader standpoint, he took care of business.
And Matt, I know on the first one of the first matches you guys played at the Resurrect this year against St. Mary's, really a dogfight for that #1 singles, and you really came away with a hard-fought victory. I imagine being able to play so well at that level, a big confidence boost for you going forward for really some of the conference matches and down the road the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good win. It was a physical struggle, and it was also a mental one because it was everybody holding serve until the whole time. And that, just gave me that confidence boost going into spring break, that I can play at #1.
Well, the Cardinals have new faces on the team this year, just like any other, but there are some other new components that have really helped the program raise the bar. We go inside that in this week's Cardinal Corner. A mere 300 feet separate North Central's 9 new tennis courts. 4 in the Res Rec, and 5 outdoors in the Cardinal Sports Complex. That distance is a mere hop, skip, and jump compared to the lengths Cardinal tennis players used to have to travel.
And you never feel at home when you're driving 15 minutes for a match. You can come and hit for an hour and a half and be still right on campus, just walk right over to class.
Things are a lot easier. I mean, you go to class, and right after you're done with class, you go to practice and you just walk over there. You don't have to worry about catching rides with people.
The Cardinals used to practice at tennis clubs throughout different parts of Naperville. Now with 9 courts at a prime on-campus spot, the athletes finally feel like they have a place to call home.
It makes a big difference when they're coming to, North Central College to see the North Central tennis team as opposed to, some local tennis club.
Having everybody come down, we get a pretty decent crowd every now and then, and it's a lot of fun having the crowd behind us and people cheering us on, friends and family. It's a big deal.
And the new digs not only are helping the players feel more comfortable now, they're sure to help bring in better recruits with promises of top-notch facilities just a step away.
I hope it plays a big difference. It should be a big factor to the fact that, these are very nice. They can practice whenever they want. They know the school is offering state-of-the-art, equipment and, places to play. So
it's hard to attract tennis players to a team that doesn't have tennis courts. And they're like, well, where's the tennis program?
Now the Cardinal tennis program is making a name for itself in the CCIW under Mike Patrick. That's something that the players want to do, given North Central hasn't won a conference tennis title since 1961. And they look at the new courts as a sign of good things on the way.
When they see an up-and-coming program, speaking from my perspective, in my opinion, that's something that you like because you want to get into a program that's starting up and you want to be there as it's going up and up.
I felt like North Central was kind of a laughingstock, I guess, in the CCIW tennis scene. Now it's like, we're competing for that '1 spot, and people just give us a lot more respect.
Matt, how kind of nice of for a player is it to kind of cut down on the travel when you guys do have some home meets and be actually to not really have as many road meets as well?
It's really nice because, especially when Sam's on the team, when he's there, it's like I like a long warm-up. We've got like a lot of superstitions, whatever. We probably warm up for an hour before we have a match, which is really nice. We stretch, we run, we hit, just get loose, and we mentally prepare ourselves, which is probably one of the things I like the most. And it's also just great to be able, play at your school. A lot more of the fans are out there, and it's a great experience.
How much more improvement do you think will come from guys being able to play a lot more tennis and where it's actually right there on campus, where you're not making 10 to 15-minute rides, trying to bum rides? It seems like it'd just be able to let you guys grow a little bit more as players too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially even during the winter, when most people, maybe they're not going into the clubs or whatever to go hit, but now we have access to indoor courts, awesome workout facilities, and even now in the springtime, we got our own combination to get onto the courts, and we can play whenever we want. So we can, have our own little hitting sessions, play challenge matches, do whatever we need to do to keep, competitive.
Boris, how kind of big were having these facilities here kind of swaying you to come over to North Central? I know in your first year in the program, I imagine being able to grow a little bit as a player as well, being able to play when, it's cold outside, not really having to go too far.
The big thing was actually, we got to play indoors and stuff, and I usually only play maybe twice or 3 times a week, without being here. I only got to play 2 or 3 times a week outdoors or indoors during the winter. And now this whole winter we played practically every single day, practiced, and for 1 or 2 hours. It was really good.
What are some of your goals going down the rest of the season? As we got about 5 regular season matches in the CCIWs.
My goal is to win the rest of these matches, every single one of them, and win the last 2 conference matches especially.
Matt, as one of those leaders, what do you think this team needs to improve on, kind of as you look at some of the guys down the road as we get down here to crunch time pretty much?
Just one thing, it's just watching me and Sam play, the guys to notice, we're relentless. Every point, you give it all. Leave it all on the court. That's what I tell the guys every time before, we get onto the court for practice or whatever we want. You want to leave the court completely tired. Playing at #1, I noticed even when I was having an easy match, I'd win 6-0, 6-1 or something like that, I'd be completely drained because you're always going to play a good person at the top slots. So, but you also want to put that intensity, into every point, no matter which position you're in. So,
well, guys, we appreciate coming by. Good luck down the road.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
As these guys move on to the court, we've got more Cardinal Report here now, just after this short break.